What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the new LEGO Star Wars 327th Star Corps Clone Trooper Battle Pack, set 75431, with 258 pieces that retails for $45 US. So of course this is part of the new LEGO Star Wars wave where we're getting ridiculous prices on sets, and especially $45 for a battle pack is crazy. Now of course I was still excited about this pack just because I love the 327, so happy to get those troopers. So nice to get that. It's just crazy with the price that you can't really army build these now because it's going to be so much just to get those figures, but at least they do look cool. At least to me, I know people have issues with the troopers. You know, I wish stuff was better and do agree with some of the issues, but of course for me, I don't really care that much about it though. But overall, it is a pretty cool two-pack. So we get 4 327 troopers, 3 Super Battle Droids, then we get a Spider Droid and an AT-RT in a nice design that sort of matches with the troopers. Kind of weird and crazy looking, but nice that it does match with the troopers at least, so that's nice. And if we spin around, we can see just some of the action there. So our Spider Droid and our Battle Droids fighting off with our 327 there, set on Felucia, so that's pretty nice. They went with that design and setting it to go along with MTT that I'll also be getting from this wave. So like I said, very disappointed with the price that they made it this much, but at least to me still enjoyed the pack overall. So here are the 7 minifigures we get in the set. Of course, we get our 327 as well as our Super Battle Droids. So for our 327, of course, we get the nice design. Like I said, at least for me, I do like the design overall. Now, of course, there are some issues. I know people have issues with the helmet holes, which don't really bother me that much. I mean, I don't like them. I wish if they did the holes, they were just the lower down ones. But overall, I'm not really bothered by that. It is nice that they did have these pauldron pieces. Of course, nice hard plastic instead of the fabric like they used to use. And I do really like this a lot. You know, I wish it'd be shaped a little more to be like curved out and stuff, but still the nice plastic sits there perfectly, so no issues with that. And then I know like waist cape design, so they have the commas printed on there, but it'd be nice to have actual capes. But again, for me, I don't really care that much about it. So overall, I still really like the design of the 327. So we get this nice yellow color. It is pretty nice with the printing, how they like have like little scratch marks and stuff, so you know it's like they've been in battle, so the paint's not perfect or anything. So that looks good. But we get our phase 2 helmet. Underneath we get the face there, of course, have Jango Fett and stuff, no additional printing on the back or anything, so just the standard face there. And then we get our clone outfit, which looks nice. Again, some of the yellow stripes and designs running down with the yellow arm. Of course, we get that pauldron design still coming around the neck, some different pocket designs there around the waist and on the chest, and like I said, the printed on commas there that I wish were actual fabric, but overall not bad at all. If we spin around, we see more printing on the back of the torso there, and then we just get a standard like clone gun there, or the standard blaster gun. So we get 2 of those, so those 2 will be exactly the same. Of course, all these figures are going to be exactly the same. We just get some minor differences where this one comes with a little pistol and binoculars, so this could be more like a captain, or you know, just some sort of higher up leader that's standing back more, guiding with the binoculars there and stuff. So it looks good for that one. And then of course we also get one with a long rifle, so pretty nice. Always love that long rifle design. And then has an antenna, or the rangefinder there, that of course can fold down with the new rangefinder piece. This is the first that I've messed with that has them, so pretty nice. I like the design overall. I still feel it's a bit big and chunky and everything, but it still looks, you know, more accurate to what they're supposed to and everything. So not bad overall for that, but looks pretty good for our clone troopers there. Then we get our Super Battle Droids, of course 3 of the exact same Super Battle Droids, and the nice metallic-y like silver gray color, whatever. It looks pretty good with the head design, the arms that you can obviously fold up there, and has the gun detailed there on the side of it, and then the different bodies, so you can get them like in the boxes, show them like sitting down and stuff, so you know them in sitting down position with those more droid like legs, and it just looks good overall. We've seen these multiple times, so nothing new or different about them. So but nice just to get them once again in a battle pack to kind of build out more of that Super Battle Droid army. I do also want to point out, probably won't pick up too much on the camera here, but I do was like looking, you know, for like misprint designs and stuff, and they seem relatively decent. You know, I had some issues with the past Harry Potter sets of misprints, but don't really seem to have many issues. You do see the difference in the printing design where it seems to be going back more on the head compared to this one. And then this one speaks actually these 2, so these 2 more basic ones, like the designs seem to be more of like an orangish yellow instead of yellow. Like I can see like holding them up here, there is a difference. This seems much lighter yellow, so these 2 are in lighter colors. This one's darker, but I'm not sure if it's coming through on the camera there. So yeah, different color designs with the yellows there. Even so, there is some issues, which is, you know, not surprising at all, just kind of disappointing. And then we get the builds from the set. So we get the Spider Droid for the Separatists. So looks pretty nice with the Spider Droid design. I do like more of this like rounded like dome style head. I don't remember what exactly the last one came with, but I do just like more of this shape design that they went with on this. Of course, we still get the same like Spider Droid, like, so we get the different legs that you can move out and pose around, do whatever you want with that. I just like to try and have them as even as possible. So just kind of sit it like that, where it sits on like this clear piece, so it looks like, you know, up off the ground, but then have the leg, you know, just as additional design, not really really supporting it. Love that we get the eye designs on the front. Of course, the nose here, that's the gun that can move around, so hinge up and down with that. The antenna sticking off the center of the head. So overall, not bad for the design. Can't really complain too much about it. Nothing I see like, oh, this is horrible. And the legs do annoy me, just, you know, in the position they have. And the hinge joints they use are pretty weak, so if you move it, it gets out of place pretty easily. But overall, other than that, you know, I have no issues with the look or anything of the design. Then we get additional stuff, our clone troopers. So we get a little turret here that can shoot a stud. So we get the stud shooters. Of course, can shoot that out to shoot off the stud piece there. So just a little turret. We get this with a bunch of battle pack stuff. So you just sit that up there. And then we get the AT-RT, which is the all-terrain reconnaissance transport. Of course, like a Scout Walker design. Nice that it's all small here. Of course, some of the big ones, I think it was the 501st battle pack, had a much bigger AT-RT. So nice that it is shrunk down here and looks pretty decent. Like I said, it looks funny with the yellow design, but I do also like the yellow because it goes with the 327. We even get the 327 design printed on the little flap sides here. Get, of course, a stud shooter hanging off the front, which I hate because I hate the stud shooters, but it's got this big gun, you know, hanging off the front, so don't like that too much. But of course, can shoot the studs out as well. But we get the seat, so we can put a person up here like a pilot to drive the AT-RT. Love it's got the control panel, of course, the handles to hold on to, see the antennas and everything sticking off the back with some grips. You can store like the guns and binoculars if we want to put that clone trooper in there. And then we get the yellow on the sides, on the back of the seat, on the front, and the little things going down the legs to the front feet there. So looks pretty decent overall. You know, can't really tell if it's a good design or bad design. I think it looks fine. You know, it looks like an AT-RT. The only thing I would want to do is switch out that front gun, but besides that, you know, I have absolutely no issue with this. Like I said, the yellow is really weird and awkward, but it fits with the 327, so I kind of actually like that. And there we can set up a battle with our 327 Star Corps Clone Trooper Battle Pack. So overall, like I said, pretty nice set. Like, I don't really have much issue with it except for that price. If it wasn't that price, I would absolutely love this set. So unfortunately, the biggest downfall of this set is that it costs so much just for this battle pack. But I do like the 327. Like I said, I'm not too hardcore on like the way the clones look and stuff. I just want clones and represented different like troopers and stuff. So the 327th in this case, so they fulfill that. So I'm happy with that. Getting more droids, I always like, you know, because if I ever want to do a mock or anything, need as many droids and stuff to face off against my clones. So always happy with that. Like the Spider Droid design, like the AT-RT design. Like I said, yellow is kind of weird and cringy, but do also like it that it fits with the 327th. So it's like one of those things that I could take it or leave it with the design. But overall, I just wish for the price you just got more for it, because it's ridiculous to pay that high a price for this set, especially when there's that last Clone Trooper battle pack out on the shelves now for pretty much half the price, and they look exactly the same, but yet you're paying double the price for this set compared to that. So that's just kind of ridiculous. But overall, like I said, didn't absolutely hate it, just that price is the worst thing about it. So let me know your opinions on the 327 Star Corps Clone Trooper battle pack down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know what that like, and hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.